Hi guys, welcome to Xperia Tips. I'm Dom, and today I get to introduce to you the Xperia 5 Mark II. Right, let's get down to business. Top line on this is that it's the successor to last year's Xperia 5. It's even almost identical in size and shape, but packs in so many upgrades. It also shares an awful lot in common with the Xperia 1 Mark II released earlier this year. The Xperia 1 Mark II has got a couple of extra features on it, such as a larger 4K display and a 3D eye time of flight sensor in the rear camera module. However, the Xperia 5 Mark II has got a couple of unique features which might pique your interest, especially if the Xperia 1 Mark II caught your eye. But in today's video, we're going to concentrate more on the upgrades of the Xperia 5 Mark II versus last year's Xperia 5. The Xperia 5 Mark II uses the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 5G mobile platform, which boasts a 25% increase in everyday performance. And this device is 5G, so you can enjoy blistering download speeds where the service is available. And in addition to the performance being faster, you can enjoy the performance for longer thanks to the increased battery capacity. Upgraded camera hardware and software with Zeiss calibrated optics and the Zeiss T-Star coating. A main camera sensor 50% more sensitive than last year's, larger pixel pitch to capture more light, and the ability to perform real-time eye autofocus for humans and animals. Also, the ability to shoot a 20 frames per second continuous burst with autofocus and auto exposure tracking, and the ability to shoot in RAW, and of course the inclusion of Sony's Photography Pro feature, which puts pro-level tools and settings in your hands and makes you feel like you're using a professional alpha camera. Hold on. But it's not just the photography side of things that have been improved. Sony have yet again planted their flag firmly in the soil of the smartphone landscape with another world's first on the Xperia 5 Mark II. In Cinema Pro, you can now film in 120 frames per second 4K HDR movie recording for dramatic and cinematic slow motion. Hey, I know what you're going to say, only 120 frames per second, but need I remind you that this is 4K. None of that 720p malarkey. That means that because of the aspect ratio we're capturing in, this captures slow motion nearly 7 times sharper than the competition. And this is true HDR in HLG. So don't expect any gnarly color compression. I mean, look, making coffee has never looked so dramatic. There's now a Google Assistant button at the side, so you don't have to say, you know, that phrase every time you want to use the feature and accidentally set off a bunch of other devices that may or may not be around your office right now. Then there's the upgraded display with a native 120Hz refresh rate available in the settings for a smoother overall performance. And there's also another pretty awesome display feature within Game Enhancer that I'll show you later. And I will be covering the display in a future video, so make sure you like, follow and subscribe so you don't miss it. Maybe even ding dong that bell, who knows. And in terms of audio, our good friend Jack is back. I missed you, bud.
Hey man, missed you too.
Cheers, pump it. The speakers have been upgraded too, so they're now more powerful, balanced and front firing for an overall better audio experience. And the Xperia 5 Mark II is now equipped with the digital sound enhancement engine Ultimate, which has the ability to upscale all of your digital music, including whatever streaming service you currently use, to near high-res audio quality. Another upgrade in the audio is the addition of Sony's intelligent wind filter. With this setting switched on, you can capture the sound that you want without the unpredictable environment ruining your take. Now, that is quite a list of improvements, and I will be doing dedicated videos on a number of these things, including Game Enhancer, which in itself has had lots of improvements, but there is one thing that I need to show you now, and that is the ability to change your display settings whilst you're in a game playing it. You can now choose your own refresh rate, touch response speed, and touch tracking. But Dom, that says 240Hz refresh rate. You said this was a 120Hz refresh rate display. Well spotted, extremely handsome viewer. Using Sony's motion blur reduction technology, you can experience the equivalent of a 240Hz refresh rate for an even smoother gameplay experience. And if you want to test out these settings, you can just hit preview and then you'll see this little floating window in Game Enhancer. And you can actually tweak these settings whilst you're in the game, as you can see here. And as your needs change from game to game, you can tweak the settings to better suit your needs and your ability, I guess. And Game Enhancer is really cool because it actually remembers those settings for each of your individual games. So as your needs change, the 5 Mark II will change with you. So there you have it, an introduction to the Xperia 5 Mark II. And as I said, I will be doing individual videos on some of these improvements, so don't forget to like, follow and subscribe, and I'll see you next time for some more Xperia tips.